The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jenn's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jenn is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jenn Royster.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Jenn, and boy does it feel really good to be back. It's been a couple of weeks. It has been challenging here, I won't lie to you. And I just want to say a big thank you to all of those that reached out to make sure we were okay during the Hurricane Ian. Yes, it did go right through my area, but not near as bad as some of my southwest neighbors. We are still trying to deal with flood issues here. We're okay here. That's why we took a couple of weeks to come back. It was an unexpected not be here. But every day I am looking at how much to be thankful for, because you just never know. So we are okay, but we know a lot of people that are not, and my heart is still there with you. There is a lot here that has been just completely life-changing for so many. And we have a lot of listeners that are probably still affected that may not even be with us yet. I know of some that still don't even have power or internet, or they don't even know where they are. So I know you're seeing all that in the news. Not to go into all of that, but I just wanted to say thank you for your patience and understanding with us. We had to make sure things were working here again, and there's still some things we're dealing with. So if I seem a bit warm, we're having, you know, air issues with our AC and stuff like that. And then when you live in Florida, yeah, you can feel it. So there was just so much that the universe shows us. And today we're going to look at the joy, because and it's a great message for today with so much going on in the world, because we're going to work with Archangel Haniel today, which we have brought Archangel Haniel into the show many times in the past, because very associated with the moon energy and his feminine energy and intuition and psychic connection and just connection with your intuition, all of that kind of stuff with the moon. But a lot of people don't realize that there's angels associated with the different zodiac signs as well. And Haniel is associated with the planet Venus. And we are right at the halfway point of something that's called, in astrology, it is called the rose of Venus. So I thought, wow, you know, I did my homework, I did my research, I was really digging in, and it's really fascinating, this one in particular. So what we do here is, I know there's a lot of people that, you know, are very in depth with astrology. What I like to do is bring it into simplified terms for people that don't know it like an astrologer would. And what we want to do is look for the soul growth lessons that we can find out of it, which fascinates me, because there's always something that helps us tap into what we could do for self-care, self-love, self-nourishment, just our soul growth and our spiritual awakening. So nothing is written in stone here, because what I use it for is, you see tendencies and you see different things and you just feel like, okay, it's not just me, this is something that's happening, but I can find better ways to handle situations, or I can find different perspectives and things like that. So Haniel, let's talk about Haniel a little bit first, so you understand this archangel. Associated with the planet Venus, and is known as the angel of joy. And I really like this one, because when you are in a situation where you feel hopeless or despair, you're getting depressed. I mean, there just looks like there's nowhere to go, which a lot of people are feeling right now. This angel can bring joy. And I love that. She can just bring that energy in. It is referred to as a she. There is no gender in angels, but because of that nurturing feminine energy that we relate to in this physical world, a lot of times Haniel is related to, and referred to as a she. So the angel of joy, just thinking of that makes me smile. So I wanted to share that. So this is the perfect angel also to call on during a Rose of Venus cycle and the energies it brings. Now, what is that? We're going to talk about that because right now our consciousness is rising. Everybody's. Think about it. It has been challenging. No kidding about that. We are feeling it too. However, I look back over the last few years and I see how much more awareness there is for me personally, but I also see it in others. It's shifting, it's changing. We are finding our way through it. And I really want everybody to think about that and acknowledge how far you've come, how great you're doing, how good it is. And even though there is tough things happening, yes, and sometimes it's hard, when we were not expecting to lose everything we own, for some people, I know it's very extreme, and then you have no idea which way is next. And there's this opportunity in that. I've had my past experiences and challenges too, but there's an opportunity in that to just look past the physical and look for new ways to deal with different things. And so not everybody's the same. Yes, there's a grieving, we have to deal with it, there's trauma, you name it. But an angel that can bring in the energy of joy when you just feel like there's no end in sight or there's nowhere to turn, just that alone, it doesn't cost you anything to ask. So I really like that. So now the Rose of Venus, now let me tell you a little bit about this just so you got an idea, and then we'll go over what the energies are, because Venus is an energy, that is a very potent one, and we've been going through this one. We're in a current Rose of Venus since June of 2020. That's right. We're at the halfway point. We're what's called the third petal. And what is this Rose of Venus? It's also called the Star of Venus. Now, in astrology, what this means is Venus is orbiting around the sun and creates this, as it's orbiting, it creates this perfect 5-petaled rose. The pattern. Can you imagine this perfect 5-petal rose or 5-pointed star? Some people call it that. And it does this every 8 years. Every 8 years. So if this one started in June of 2020, okay, you see where we are in that. So it's a reminder, like that, just that perfect pointed 5 points. It's fascinating to me because it shows this beauty and this structure to the universe, even though it feels very chaotic, because we're going through a major shift. We're all in the middle of this major shift here, and we've been talking about it for years, but we're feeling it, we're living through it, we're witnessing it. As far as I believe, and this is up to you whether you want to believe this or not, I believe we all chose to be here and witness this and be through it and grow at a different level. If you're still here, you're still part of, what can be a new place, a new and different ascension into 5D living, which is here. And it's just the shift and the transition of people going there. So here's the other part about this Rose of Venus. You usually experience one Venus rose petal or star point a year. Now, what's interesting is why this is a great topic for today is in 2022, this year, we experienced 2 petals, not one like normal. The first one we had was in January, and that was in a retrograde, and that was actually considered a morning star, like it's visible in the day. And the second one is in October on the 22nd. So, you know, in a week or so. We're going to have the second one. This one, it shifts to a star point direct, which is going to be a night star. Changes. And it's also the halfway point, and it's also in Libra, which is significant. Now, this is a very interesting point with this Libra, because it's not, this Venus star point and Libra have not aligned together like this for a transition petal since the 1700s. I know, right? That means none of us have ever experienced this for a while, several generations maybe. So I'm thinking, wow. So we're all going to experience this together, and it's coming up in a week. So when we look at the patterns and the traits and the energies of what this could mean, you know, it's more of what we've known from experience and what is already mathematically showing us in astrology and with angels and how they help us. But we're going to experience one of those. I mean, since 1700s? I don't even know exactly what date in the 1700s. That's a long time ago. So Libra, as we know, is also a very independent, your feminine energy. And so you have Venus, those two together. This is like that side that really enhances your self-nourishment, your self-care, your self-love, just being strong and being confident in who you are. We've been talking about that for this whole year. It's been a theme this year of taking care of yourself. And then we have all this unexpected stuff thrown at us. And we still are expected to take care of ourselves, and we're supposed to stand up and like go, okay, I've got this new challenge and I still have to take care of myself, but I've got to take care of that challenge, and all this stuff coming at you, because it's like we're in this massive, this is what it feels like to me, personal opinion here. It feels like we are in a massive training camp so we can really level up to what's coming ahead in a different vibration here. Earth's already going there. You know, we're shifting and changing and calibrating constantly. And it's not slowing down. It's not here to just destroy you. You came here to be through it and find a way to be stronger in it, and just think about it. I mean, when you're lifting weights and working out, you're doing it to gain strength. And it's hard at first, right? It's really hard. It reminds me of a spiritual fitness level. Really does. So that's the way I'm looking at it. So if this is the first time we've ever experienced it, and then we have Archangel Haniel, which brings joyful inspiration and guidance to us during something that we're not sure of, and what we've already been through in the last few weeks and continually across the world. I mean, it's not just here in South Florida that we're dealing with all this. It's everywhere, you know. I mean, a lot of people everywhere are having different challenges across the world. So calling on Archangel Haniel with so much gratitude to be here with us during this, for this encouragement and joyful boost, is amazing. So the affirmation, and it's kind of a combination of an affirmation and invocation for this angel, for Archangel Haniel. So here we go, and I've got it written out. It's written out. It's going to be on the blog. It's in the newsletter. If you received the newsletter, you got that yesterday. It's in. It's on the show description, wherever you see the show posted or wherever you listen. So the affirmation is: I raise my energy frequency by aligning my intentions to activate joy and self-nourishment in my life. And then an invocation. I call on Archangel Haniel with much gratitude when I need encouragement and a joyful boost. So we are learning how to stand on our own 2 feet and feel good about our accomplishments that we contribute to this whole journey we call life here on earth. And you want to be a participant. You're a co-creator constantly. But when we feel discouraged or we need a little boost of joy to get ourselves back up and, you know, not feel disheartened, Archangel Haniel is the one to have in your corner. So I really like this angel for this. So, a little bit more about Archangel Haniel so you can get to know this beautiful angel. So, it's the angel of joy. Archangel Haniel can, instantly, and this is what that I've discovered. It's almost like it feels instant when you put your intentions there and spend that time with this angel. You can have your mood change quickly, and you can go from feeling hopeless and despair to joy, or just smiling. Just thinking about the angel causes me to smile. I kind of like that. So Archangel Haniel's name means the joy of God, the grace of God. Joy of God or grace of God. Also known as an angel of divine communication. Archangel Haniel also is like a conduit, a direct link between human physical energy here and higher celestial realms. So it's a great communication link between the two dimensions and frequencies here. As we know, Archangel Haniel is also associated with the moon and planet Venus. We know that. If you were to look at the Kabbalah, Haniel is one of the 10 archangels. That's in the Kabbalah. In the system of chakras, if you look at all the different, ways we approach our spirituality here, Haniel is associated with the throat chakra, communication, just like Gabriel. So Haniel and Gabriel together for throat chakra, communication, that's pretty good. One of the functions of Archangel Haniel is to help with women and have higher vibrations with intuition, monthly cycles, working and healing from traumas and different things like that. So you don't have to be female to work with Haniel, because we all have male and female energies, but there's some of that is in particular for Haniel because of the moon cycles and the menstrual cycles, things like that. So you have a high energy vibration here that can help open up this intuition and help you with your clairvoyance or clairaudience or just your connection with other realms. The angels, your spirit guides, your guardian angel, the other side. So Haniel's good for that if you're working with that, because Haniel is also kind of like this nurturing, almost like this amazing mother that just is very protective. She's known as a strong protector of souls. So I like that too. The color turquoise is associated with Haniel, and silver. Turquoise and silver, I found that interesting. You see that in a lot of different jewelry designs, especially here in the United States with Native American jewelry and association. You see the beautiful turquoise. That's a very healing stone, by the way. And they're beautiful together. So if you're drawn to that, you might be drawn to working with Archangel Haniel. So let's see. There's also kind of a turquoise glow. Like with Archangel Michael, I always see like this amazing royal blue color. It's not a depressing color. It's not a pale color. It's a strength color. To me, it looks like a royal blue color is the name of it for me. That's Michael. Haniel has got this turquoise energy. So it's like a blue-green mix, almost like the way the ocean can look sometimes, or pools where, the different glaciers melt and it causes this beautiful color from the minerals. It reminds me of that color. It's a perfect blend, and it's considered sometimes the turquoise ray when it's around her. So it's a symbol of balance. It's a very beautiful, soothing color. So if you saw this, you might be finding that you are drawn to the energy of what this angel can bring to your life. So I find that interesting, especially the joy part. I just love that part. So if you feel drawn to this, reach out to Haniel. Haniel is amazing, and it's pretty quick. You'll find within just a minute or two that you feel better. And to me, that's amazing. So that's energy healing so quick. And I love that. So when you raise your energy and you look to align your energy, which is what was in the affirmation, you're working to align your energy with what Haniel brings, which joy is a high frequency. When you work and you have that intention with that, you're bringing in healing energy that can help you thrive and can help get you through anything, help you see perspectives, help you find that motivation you need to do what you've got to do. So I find that this is such a godsend, a blessing right now for a lot of people. It's helped me. It's helped me over the last few weeks. So it's just, if you want to clear your throat chakra, if you want to have clear communication in all these aspects of your life, working with Gabriel and Haniel together with intuition, because communication is not just between you and your friends or family. It's also with yourself, your soul, and with other dimensions. So that's where Haniel can come in and be great. Gabriel is this great communicator and messenger. So you want to be listening and communicating clearly so you're not misunderstood. Or are you truly listening to others so you're not misunderstanding? So it can help with those relationships. Haniel can help in just about any situation, honestly. So it's a really great angel to get to know. When you want grace, if you want to be articulate, you want to communicate clearly, you want to bring that joy up, you want to believe in yourself and feel positive, like say you're nervous or you're getting ready to go into a job interview, or you have to give a presentation, or you have to do something like that. You have to go on live shows. Anyway, sorry, I know. It's why not? Why not utilize these amazing angelic friends on a regular daily basis and let them be part of your journey? They love that. They don't want to do the journey for you. They want to help you find your strength so you're making your choices and doing it. It just feels good to have somebody in your corner like that, and you're never alone. So when you make a connection with Haniel, this can help you with meeting new friends, improving romantic lifestyles, increasing creativity. All of this is Gabriel as well. The two together, it's kind of like you have the male energy and the female energy together for me. And some people see Gabriel as a feminine energy, but to me, it's like both together, and I kind of like that. So you're improving your communication skills. You're working on your healing practices and your intuition, your psychic abilities. All of these things raises your vibrational energy to these heights where your intuition and creativity potential can really shine. You can find it. You can see it. You can connect with it. You can really tap in. And you can discover things that you didn't even know you had within you. I'm just having a joyful smile just thinking about that for everyone out there that's listening to this message. So let's go into the Rose of Venus now with Haniel. So that's a little bit about Haniel. So let's look at this. So we talked about that it's every 8 years, okay? So every 8 years there's this pattern, this path it takes. It's making this perfect 5-pointed petaled rose or 5-pointed star. So when Venus and the Sun come together, Venus transforms from a morning star to an evening star. And that shifts it, then it shifts retrograde, okay? It aligns with the Sun. One more time, it becomes a morning star. And then the cycle repeats. So it was a morning star in January. Now it's going to move into the night star for October 22nd. So it's been traveling since the start in January. It's been traveling as a morning star. So on October 22, it will align with the Sun and slowly transform into an evening star. The transformation takes about 80 days. 80 days as Venus merges into this energy with the center of the solar system. And each time it does that, it's kind of making a petal. so to speak. And so the evening sky, so now we're going to talk about what that means. We've been living this whole year of 2022 as the morning. So moving into an evening sky Venus is to help activate feelings of self-nourishment, self-love, bring beauty into your inner world here, yes, where morning sky Venus was helping us create and connect with others in the external world. So this one's bringing us inside for our self-care, more self-care again. I know it's really been that main topic, right? But when it was in the morning, you know, we saw so many different things in our life that was about the external world. Now we're looking at the inner world. So typically, if you're doing this once a year and you have one Venus star point, each time it does this, it's considered one of the petals or the star point. So if it's usually just one a year, now we've had two, this is our second one. That's really, that's interesting to me. So Libra being in this, it's the first time any of us experiencing that since the 1700s, like I said. To add to this, Venus is also doing what's called a conjunct or connection with, which it's a Hawaiian goddess of birth. So there's another feminine energy. It's, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but it's Haumea, and it may have a different pronunciation. It's Haumea. That's another goddess. Venus is a goddess. All this feminine energy here, guys. I know. So Saturn goes direct on the same day. Saturn, yeah, you know, the stern teacher. Oh, yay. And now we're also in eclipse season. So there's a lot of energy in October going on, if you haven't already felt it. Oh yes, I think we all are. So this creates a lot of intense transformative energy. You really feel it. It's like nothing's the same. It's all changed. Almost, sometimes it can feel like overnight, everything just shifted. This is also going to bring you into transformative shifts and changes in your relationships, matters of the heart, expression of your feminine energy, your nourishing yourself, your confidence in yourself. And so it's all just kind of tying it all together, how important some of these things are. You might find that you are just not tolerating what you used to tolerate in certain situations. This is sometimes a symptom also. I don't really like the word symptom. It's more of an indication that your spiritual awakening and awareness has gotten to a level where what you used to tolerate, that you knew you really didn't want to tolerate, but you were just being that nice person. And it's not go out and attack and lash out, but you're going to be speaking about, you're going to feel like, no, I got to take care of myself, and that's not good for me. There's a little bit more of that nudge of that, if you haven't already felt that. I'm sure you will. And like I said, these are not things that you're going to be forced into, because we all have free will. It's all choices that you make. You can ignore every bit of it if you want, that's fine. Or you can work with it and find soul growth in it and find that peace and that, you know, when you're on a spiritual awakening path, there's this internal, deep, like, itch that you want, you know there's more. You know there's more to it. You know if something needs to shift. You'll feel that inside, and you just aren't settled until you find it. When you take these paths, you find these answers within yourself. So this is all going to be going inside again, not the external world. So you could see all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the external world, but your inner world is fine. Your inner world is where you're going to find your answers. Your inner world is going to be a completely different place. It's kind of, it almost makes you feel like you're in the world but not of the world, and it's because you're in your spiritual realm, so to speak. We want to stay grounded. We want to stay focused and clear-headed when we have to make decisions out in that world that we live in today. But this is where you're going to find your answers. So you can track it. You can track the rose of Venus. It orbits around the sun. It makes that petal, that rose, that five-pointed. Each petal represents a growth point. Each petal. So each petal, or an evolution point when it comes to connection with others, yourself, spirit, love, your values, what is your interpretation of beauty in the world? Venus is all about that, okay? Venus is all about that. Being in this Libra, you know, that's about being confident in those feminine energies and that self-care and knowing what's right for you and not second-guessing it, standing up for that. If the Rose of Venus is taking 8 years to be completed, and we can track how the information of each petal is marking a period of ascension or maturity in our relationships or matters relating to the heart. If you have been tracking and charting, which is, you know, a lot of why I started to put out some of those journals that you can print out and kind of work through. And there is one in the self-care package that's on my site. That comes with everything you need for this. But you can start that at any time. But when you're tracking that, like say if this one started in June of 2020 and you were kind of jotting down as you went along significant points, then when you look back, here we are in the last quarter of 2022, almost 23, you can see the points, you can see how it's shifted. You can see where you're growing. You can see where things have changed. I mean, it's been really obvious the last few years, obviously, but for yourself, your own growth. So the current Rose of Venus we are working on, like I said, started in June of 2020. So here's some dates and what they meant. So you might want to jot this down. So if you were reflecting back, so you can kind of see where you are in this current Rose of Venus. Okay, and like I said, this is where you would work with Haniel on any of this. So petal number one, that was the news cycle that began. That would have been June of 2020. That went retrograde. That was a Venus star point retrograde. Okay, and then it went to March of 2021 where it went direct. That was petal number 2. Petal number 1 was where it began. It's where you start a new 8-year cycle of matters of the heart, relationships, things like that. So in March of 2021, when it went direct, that was petal number 2. So I'm going through this to try to help you grasp this, because it's, for some people, you may have never heard of any of this. Petal number 2 is you're moving deeper into the lessons of Venus cycle. You may have begun intuition. You may have begun to understand more of your journey by then. Now, that was petal number 2. Petal number, so January to October would be petal 3. Okay, you understanding this? I know it's confusing. So January of 2022, that's this year, that would have been the Venus star point retrograde. And then next week on 22nd, we're going to go into the Venus star point direct. And petal number 3, this would be petal number 3, because like I said, it takes those 2 dates and that 80 plus days or however long it took from January to now to make that petal. So that's petal 3. So you have the consciousness is rising for everybody. It's rising, okay? You're becoming more aware, and you're about halfway through the Venus journey. So now you're at the peak of your story. We're right at this halfway point. So it's a significant point to pay attention to see where you are. So the next one will be next year, August of 2023, and that will be a retrograde. And June of 2024 will be the Venus star point direct. That's petal number 4, okay? And that one will be about how things are unraveling and the core lessons unfold. Expansion, new ways to work with the Venus emerges. And then we have March of 2025 is a retrograde. October of 2026 is the star point direct. That would be petal number 5. And that was where you'll reach this whole new state of consciousness. Now we're all the way into 2026 here by now. So that's a long way out. So then you have August of 2020. I'm just finishing the cycle of this 8-year because you're only at petal 3 here coming up, right? You're only at petal 3. So August of 2027 would be the next retrograde star point, and June 2028 would be the direct. So that would be where you can track it. You can track it in your own life. You can see what life lessons and themes you're moving through during that time. It relates to your communications, your connections, your relationships, and how you perceive beauty in the world. Those are the themes of what could be occurring for you to pay attention to. The Venus star point merging with the 2 goddesses that I was talking about, the Hawaiian, Haumea, and Venus, that also aligns on October 22nd. There's a lot going on October 22nd, guys. So this aligns with Libra. So now you have all of this together, and this alignment of all of this is a powerful fusion of feminine energy. So this enhances further when it aligns with Libra, okay? Libra, remember I was telling you about that. So that's considered an energy that just brings it. It's just bringing it all home. It's bringing it together for us. It's karmic. If you want to look at it that way, it's planetary energies. It's bringing it all together, like representing, like this goddess from Hawaiian goddess is more representing creation. It's like a goddess of birth, but it's also not literal. It could be more the creation, something brand new happening, tapping into energy that is not forced, but trusted. Look in your life where you try to force something to happen and control it. This could feel challenging, more so lately, and maybe even more. So where do you trust and just allow it to flow? Do you actually trust? It's going to challenge you. Like, do you actually trust the universe is there for you? Do you actually put it out there and say, okay? And it's not like you don't do anything, but you don't try to force and control and make it go a certain way either. That's what that is. So because this goddess of birth is about creation, she uses energy to create, not forced. It's just trusting. It also is about nature and abilities to have new life in things. There's no struggle. It's just allowing the order and structure of the universe to unfold. So that's where you might feel this one more. Like, is there ways I could trust more and not stress out so much when I'm just not sure which way it's going and I'm trying to find a way to get through something? I get it. I know we can sometimes be working on things for years and we just get so impatient and we want it to happen. This is going to ask us to, well, it's going to see where you are. It'll help you gauge where you are and where you're learning and where you're growing, or where you're trusting, or are you flexing, are you going with the flow, or are you trying to push and force it to go a certain way? I've even noticed that I've had to watch that myself. I mean, everybody has a little bit of that where, you know, of course I want it to go a certain way, but then that's because of what we can see already, what we know. Our ego knows it a certain way and can't see ahead. And then the spiritual side of us is like, it's all right. You don't need to see around the corner yet. We got it. And you're like, yeah, but, how does that go? How am I going to do that? This is really bringing it home. I mean, hey, I'm just delivering the message here in this, okay? Because I know it's not easy sometimes. But, you know, I look for that, like I see something that we've had some things here happen. I'm going, how are we going to get that sorted out? How are we going to get that to work out? Well, you know, instead of fretting and worrying about it, I just throw out there what we need. And I know that they will help me find a way to figure it out. And there's this peace that will come over me. And it's happened a few times in very big transitional points of my life where it's been a big deal and you have no idea what's coming next. And you know you've got to change directions, or you've got something major happening and you got to deal with it. Most of the stuff we go through is natural disasters here, but you find a way to go, all right, I have no idea how we're going to get this sorted out, how we're going to pay for that repair, how I'm going to even come up with that, you know, that kind of thing. And I just put it out there, and I'm finding that I'm not panicking, I'm not freaking out. It's more of a peacefulness when I know I'm headed in the right direction. That's how they guide me. It's like if I think, okay, what if I went this way, and if I feel peacefulness with it and it stays stable and content and it doesn't shift, I know that's the direction. That's how I'm navigating with my intuition. That's how I'm doing it. I'm sharing. It might work for you. It works for me great. That's the way I've been doing it. There's this peace that comes through. So when I go, okay, now what do we do? And something else unexpected happens, it's like, okay, I just do that. And I find that, you know, there's less worry, there's less fretting. The universe can see much better than we can on how it's going to unfold or how it will go. It's really challenging whether you trust it or not. It's really challenging. Do you trust? Do you believe in it? And it will bring it together that way. So there's some interesting points here that are a lot of transformation happening here in October. I know, a lot. I mean, when we get to October 25th, which is a few days past all of this, we've got a solar new moon eclipse in Scorpio that there's more about relationships that could show up. It's finding a deeper meaning, finding passion at a deeper level, understanding, having that patience with ourselves and others, because everybody's trying to sort it out. We're all on a lot of new ground right now. So this energy with Haniel just made so much sense to me, and I was really excited to bring this message to you today. And I really wasn't sure, because I know we missed some key points that I would have normally brought to you, but I couldn't be here. We had to wait for power and electricity and different repairs in the area. Flooding, oh yeah, flooding. Just across the road from us, they are still having flood warnings, and it's not even a mile away. So it's still in the area. So we needed to make sure everything was going to work. And it was going in and out, power in and out, you name it. So instead of all that chaos, I was like, well, going with the flow. And that's how we're doing it. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to say hello to everyone that might be over in the chat. Let's see. I haven't been over here at all to see who's here. So let me say hello, everybody. Hey, Candace. Good to see you. Kelly, Maddie, Relaxing Meditations. Good to see you guys. Hi, Megan. Yeah, we're grateful for you too. Veronica, Shadana. Hey, yay, you made it. Life Coach Megan, this message really resonates. Today's your birthday? Well, happy birthday, Megan. Happy birthday to you. Do the angels have guidance for you? Well, yes, actually. I can see that. We have some time. Yeah, we can do a few angel messages here. So here is for Megan. It's her birthday. So you are a October baby. So yeah, I would imagine that you're feeling a lot of these energies anyway, the Libra and all of that. But what I'm feeling is you're noticing in your own life, and if you don't, you will. The confidence in things that you didn't have confidence in before is growing exponentially, to the point where you will step out a little bit more and try something new quicker. And you're going to try some of the stuff and it might work, some of it won't, but it's not going to be like, oh no, did I make a mistake? The perfectionism is easing. I'm feeling a lot with Haniel that could bring a lot of positive for you when you go to step out in an unknown. Haniel's going to be really good for you on that. Michael's always with you, and you know that. And just bringing that joy works with law of attraction, as we know. If you're feeling, because law of attraction is an energy, it's a mindset, it's the energy, law of attraction, it's like we attract what we are. We attract what we believe, what we're putting out there. It might be it's not necessarily what we want, it's what is resonating from us. The joy frequency constantly brings things up. It also helps with our health because higher frequencies, our bodies respond to that. So the message that I'm getting for you is that you're going to find over the next few months into next year that it's not so hard to try a different direction. It's not so hard to step out and try a brand new approach. Give it a test trial. You're going to find that you're going to find more things that work that way than not trying anything at all or taking so long to try it. It doesn't have to be so perfect. You can just work it out. But I'm finding that this is going to be easier for you. So I see this turning point. I see it a little bit more into next year, maybe in the spring, but you're going to start to feel it within the next, probably by the end of this year, you'll be starting to, if you're not already, I feel like you're going to be starting to feel that. But next year you'll be applying it like a lot more. And you're going to, it's just going to keep enhancing that. So there will be up and down. Not everything will work. The point of this message is you're not going to be afraid when it doesn't. There'll be some that do. Because honestly, that's how it works. We try 100 things and maybe 2 or 3 work, And it's when you don't get discouraged because the other 97 didn't, when you know you're getting there, when you know you've made it. When you know, okay, yep, I get it. That's how it works. It works that way for all of us. And sometimes we'll get tired and we just got to step back and take a break. You'll also notice that. You will notice that you'll put a lot of energy in and then you're going to pull back and take a time out and enjoy life and not miss it. And take some time to yourself. You don't have to constantly... Sometimes you just have to go to yourself a little bit and take the break from the crowd. I find that you'll be looking for balance in that. Like, you love your crowds, but then at the same time you would love to have the quiet time too. You're going to find a way to work that in. So that was kind of an interesting message for you. This is going to work across personal and business for you. So you have a lot to look forward to, as long as you don't let the ones you try that don't work discourage you too much. Bring in Haniel when that happens immediately and continue to work with this one. So I think I like that one for you. That's pretty cool. And happy birthday. I wish you the best today. Let me see here. Maddie would love to know if any angels have any advice for my call with a potential client today. Ooh. Okay, here's what I'm getting. Immediately, Maddie. Good luck with that today. Deep breath. I keep seeing you sitting there going, take 10 minutes to settle yourself before you go into the meeting. Ask the communication angels, Haniel and Gabriel, to be with you. Michael can settle the jitters, but just clear communication, a relaxed, calm approach. I feel that if you just put off this energy that feels very comfortable to be around, it's going to go very, very well for you. Because energy, we feed energy off of each other and different things like that. So you want it to be, a relaxed environment, obviously. So if your tendency is to try to overthink it, just settle yourself in before you go into it, and it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine, because that's the biggest thing, is building trust with clients. Building trust. Absolutely building trust. That's probably the most important. That's a very valuable thing, because trust is something that I think is a gift. It's a virtue. It's something that you don't want to mess up. So just put that in there and just know that it's going to be fine. And I'm wishing you the best with that, good vibes for that, and just settle into it for a good, clear communication with one another. I think that's going to be great. Let me see here. Where are we? Okay. We have A Journey to Becoming Me. Hello, hello. Just made it. We'll have to listen to beginning afterwards. Angels have any food supplements they recommend? Foods and supplements. Well, I can tell you what they've done. I'm thinking about it. I can tell you from my own personal experience that we are, and this is what's worked, and it seems to go across the board. But what I'm feeling is I'm seeing all the colors. So I'm seeing a lot of what they call the rainbow diet, like eating all the colors, all the different vegetables. But leafy greens are really important. I feel like you could do more of those. I feel like, or somebody in the family, I feel like the leafy ones, you know, maybe the ones that you don't want to eat as much of, but I'm not sure about that. But I also see orange coming in really strong. I see orange coming in strong for vitality, so I'm asking with the energy of colors. I'm also looking at, I feel spirulina. If you've never heard of that one before, spirulina is like a seagrass. It's like loaded with amazing vitamins. But when you can't get as much in with greens and stuff, that's a good one. So I'm giving you some general specifics because these you can't go wrong with, really. But I'm also telling you what I'm picking up. I'm picking up leafy green and orange the most. Picking up, yeah. So in vegetables, that's what I'm seeing. If there's not enough vegetables being eaten, then more. Because I'm not seeing any other type of food. I'm seeing green and orange vegetables. And it keeps coming back to that. It gets stronger, so I'm staying with it. So that's what I'm picking up for you. And the spirulina is like a green supplement. Like you can buy the powder. We buy a big, huge thing of the powder. It works in shakes. Sometimes we put it in capsules to take that way. We capsule our own supplements and vitamins. We buy in bulk and do that. I know that's a lot of extra effort, but we have somebody that helps. So things like that. You don't have to buy it that way, but that's a good one to have. And you can look into it. If you look into the nutritional value of that, it's pretty amazing. It's loaded. It's got great things in it. That's what I'm picking up for you. It's still going into and the spirulina is a dark green too. So I'm seeing leafy greens, you know, like spinach, kale, darker leafy greens like the spirulina, and then the orange vegetables. I know. Hope you like them, because that's what I'm getting for you. It's like, I know. Let's see. Michelle. Hello, Michelle. Kelly. Hello, Jen. I'm feeling pretty low and dealing with a lot of rejection. Do the angels have any messages for me? Hi, Kelly. Absolutely. This angel's perfect for you. I'm glad you're in the show. Remember, Haniel is the one to call on when you need that little bit of joy. Rejection can be very disheartening, I know. And that goes along with the message I was giving recently to, a few minutes ago, to Megan, because we have to try something so many times. I mean, rejection is, nobody likes rejection. But if at the same time, we don't want to give up on ourselves. We want to believe in ourselves. So I really think Haniel's going to be a great go-to for you right now, a lot. And working with this angel like all throughout the day. And taking whatever happened with whatever rejection or whatever was happening there, and just go, you know what, okay, let me go back and see what I could do different, or take a break. I feel like taking a break, catching your breath, but feeling joy in some part of your life is going to be very, very important to you. It really does help with the despair and hopelessness. The angel is amazing for that. You need to believe. If you were to work and, you know, basically hold off, work with Haniel a little bit before you try something again, to build that confidence and that joy within yourself, because when we have joy for who we are and we believe in ourselves and we respect who we are and we love what we do, regardless if anybody else does, that's magic. If you want to call it anything, that's when you can go into the world and it doesn't matter if they don't like it or not, because it doesn't affect how you feel about yourself. So please, please, please give this angel a chance to work with you a little bit more. I really think that you will find that it will be very beneficial for you. And do things for yourself. Do good things for yourself that you know you deserve. So I hear you on that, though. I know what that can be like. You are welcome, Megan. I'm glad you liked it. Candace, I know you're busy. If you have time, I have a business venture that I'm thinking about. I would like to know if the timing for this year is right or if I should wait till next year. What do angels say? Okay. This is Candace. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Business venture. I'm not feeling a rush. I'll be honest with you. There's a couple of things that I'm picking up that need to play out or line up first. I'm feeling that the business venture is a good idea, but needs a little bit more foundation. So that's leading me to think next year, but not let up this year. Like, start working on it. And obviously if an opportunity comes up toward the end of the year, then yeah. But what I'm feeling is there's a couple of months of stronger build to the foundation that needs to be put in place. I hope that's making sense, because I'm being, whatever it is you're doing. But it's feeling like there's more information that needs to unfold. And you're going to find that, oh, I'm glad I didn't do that yet. That's a good thing to know. There's going to be a couple of key points that you're going to see. They're going to come down the road in a month or so. And you're going to go, oh, wow, I'm glad I didn't jump on that too quick. That's good to know. I'm glad I got that in place first. So, but I would put a plan in place now, because honestly, when you're working on things like that, you're looking to go, you're looking way down the road in a business plan. So now would be when to work on next year, honestly. So that's what I'm picking up. I hope that made sense. Let me see here. Michelle, need help with arthritis. Okay. Arthritis. That's a fun one. Okay. I don't know. You need help with arthritis. Here's something, the natural things that I know. First of all, energy-wise, you're looking for what emotion. Are you tracking the emotions when it flares? There's also foods involved, or maybe a habit you shouldn't do and you do it anyway. Sometimes emotions can absolutely flare things like that. Arthritis on an energy metaphysical viewpoint is more of it's like resentment and angers that just kind of get stuck. So physical things and natural things that work very well, that I know work, that I was working with my clients when I had an office and did this type of NMT work and energy work, was literally like, if it's in your hands, put it in warm water. Just put your hand, moist heat is one of the best things in the world for those joints like that. And then the green leafy vegetables, again, the greens, they're you're looking for an alkaline diet. The alkaline. I would get a pH testing kit and test the pH. Test your pH. You do it first thing in the morning. You just get the little strips and test your pH. If you run into acidic, that's where you want to go. You want to try to get to alkaline. You don't want to be so alkaline, but you don't want to be so acidic either. Right in that middle is good. But I do know that type of stuff really flares with sugars and things like that. Sugar, Sometimes alcohols will make them flare, but these are things that I know that are natural that you could do. But the alkaline diet is more of like a direct approach. But if you were to combine all of these different things together, for the energy part, it's looking for what emotion or what's setting you off into an anger, resentment kind of thing. And what's happening. If you're tracking that, then it would be dealing with that energy, because we don't want to hold it. And some of this is from years and years and years. Depending on what part of the body it's in, can be something too. So that's some basics really quick that could help you out, but definitely look into that. So see, I would see how acidic you're running, and definitely look into alkalinizing a little bit more. Green leafies do that. Okay, I know. Here we are at the green leafies. That's all I'm seeing is green leafies everywhere. I know. Okay, let me see here. I hope that helps you. Let's see. You are so welcome, guys. Veronica's working to relaunch her business. It was not profitable, but I feel it was my destiny. Any advice for starting it up again? Oh yeah, absolutely. You're looking for work smarter, not harder. You know, basically the shoestring budget is going to be just fine. You would be surprised. The energy approach, your energy, your passion, your enthusiasm, that's what you want to keep lifted. Haniel will help you with that. So when you're feeling those days of, I did all this work and nobody read my blog post or something like that. You know, whatever it might be you're doing, I'm giving an example. It's just, you're looking for that enthusiasm energy and that passion, and like you're excited about it. You don't have to convince anybody. You just have to put the intention of infusing this energy of what you're so passionate about into the work you're doing. And there'll be days where that's harder to do than not. That's where Haniel can come in and help. Michael can keep you going. Michael is great with that structure, logical plan. Look for whatever you can cut back that you don't necessarily need right now in a starting point, but you could go back to later, you know, so you're not overspending until you get it working. And yeah, that's what I'm picking up. I'm feeling like this was a good show today. This angel is a really great angel to have on hand all the time. So I'm thinking, if you were to just work with him, honestly, as I'm reading these questions and I'm looking for more about how Haniel can help us, it's just about applying to everything I'm seeing. Michael is a great logical project manager, business partner. So is Shamuel for the one step at a time with overwhelm. But Haniel brings in, you want to, when we want to do what we feel is our destiny, or we're passionate about it and we want to do it, and we do it for years and years and years. Like, for example, I'll use myself as an example. I don't worry about social media. I don't worry about all of that. What I do is I put out my passion and what I want to do. I post it out there, but I don't make that my whole life, and I don't compete with numbers of everybody else. I probably have lower numbers than anybody else. I might not get any likes. It doesn't matter. I don't let that affect, oh no, nobody's looking. I don't worry about that, because I know the universe and whoever is aligning with the messages that I put out that could help them, they'll find me. They'll find my website, they'll find this show, they'll see it. I don't need to make sure I control that. I don't have to have 50,000 followers out there on all of that stuff that drains your energy, wears you out. I put it out there, but it don't make that a priority. I put it out there for whoever might see it, but I'm literally just putting the passion in here. I focus it here mostly. And if they come to my website and they want more, if they resonate with me, then they will be there. I mean, I can prove what my point is with the people that have shown up for this show since 2010. I've got people in here today that have been with me since 2010. And they are great. They don't have to be here every week. They don't have to buy everything I put out there. This energy is where I'm putting my effort. And if the energy overflows into something, then great. So I'm saying that to Michelle. Was it Michelle? Veronica. I'm sorry. Veronica. That was asking about the relaunch, because we can do all the things that they say you're supposed to do, but if it's not coming out with the energy, it's not going to work anyway. So I'm just sharing. You got to find what works for you. Some people just love all that stuff. I'm not really a big fan in there. I mean, I put the posts and stuff out there, but I don't really try to catch up with that. I'd never get anything done. I would never have the energy to be here. I'd be completely drained. So I want to put all of my energy and focus right here with you in live shows on Thursdays. And that's what works for me personally. You're going to find what works for you. It might be something different. It might be the energy of a blog post. It might be on a social media, and you'll find that one resonates with you more than another. That's fine. But don't make it, that's what you want to watch. You don't want to feel like you've got to compete with what everybody else is doing out there. You want to make sure you're working with where you are and that you're improving you. So if you started at square one and you find that you've achieved square 2 or 3, you want to feel good about that. Not that somebody else is way past that with so many of this and that. You don't know what's all going on with them. That's them. They're good for them. They're doing their thing. You want to be here and having that confidence and belief in you. Probably some of the best business advice I could ever give would be that. And that is truly working with angels, with the energy. I just ask. I mean, I go with that. So I hope that that's helped you. Yes, Candace and Shadana, actually. That's the two I see. Life coach Megan's been with us for a while too. I don't know if it's been since 2010, but I think it's been almost as long. So we've got a beautiful crowd here. And to me, this is golden. This is energy that drives the show. If I didn't feel this camaraderie and this, like, to me, you know, having that long term with you is much better than all these thousands of whatever isn't really real. It can really mess with your head out there, and you think, oh no, I'm not getting anywhere because it says I got to do this and that. I'm telling you right now, if you're in this group, energy is where you want to focus. Where's your energy? Where's your beliefs? Where's your enthusiasm? And Haniel is the one. Haniel's the go-to when you need to lift that. So I'm actually going to be working a whole lot more with Haniel myself personally, because I just love the energy. Why not? After the last couple of weeks we've been through here in South Florida, I'll tell you, we haven't had a lot of sleep, and we've been kind of hot and humid and a lot of water. Yes, we have. So I just want to say thank you guys for being here. Thank you. And I appreciate you for all that support the show. I support you wholeheartedly, and thank you, because yes, we have to pay bills here too. And I just want everyone to know that I appreciate everything that is donated or you give like that. And people have done that in the past, whether they do it here or on the show or you purchase things. It all goes right back into it. It really does. It goes right back into paying what we need to keep things going here, to keep this happening so we can be here with each other. So I've got some ideas I'm working on, so I'm going to hold it. I won't say what they are because the universe has been surprising us too. So on that note, we have gone over, and I know everybody's got to get back to their day, and I just wish you all the most blessed day and enjoy working with Haniel. And yes, I am planning to be here next week. I'm planning. I'm going to say that because you never know, right? But I'm planning to be here next week. I love you all, and we'll see you next time on the Jenn Royster Show. Namaste.
You've been listening to the Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. If you've missed any part of this show or any other show, visit www.jenroyster.com.